Hi. Hi, I'm Linda Mae. I am the Druid Priestess of Druids of the Light, and I'm here today to talk to you about this full moon period that we are beginning in the afternoon on Sunday, May 31st at 1:45 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, which is basically 4:45 a.m. on the East Coast. This particular full moon is known as the blue moon, which is how the second full moon in a month is usually known. And this is the second one. The first one was at the beginning of May, and this is right now at the end of May. So this is the second full moon in May. And a full moon is often an amplification of the usual full moon energy involving clarity, and this particular one is clarity, release, and illumination. The intensity of a blue moon amplifies these qualities. It's an intense time, but it's also a perfect time to slow down and reflect. Be more honest with yourself and even watch how you speak to yourself. And that's very important because a lot of us don't speak well to ourselves. We're not taught to do that. And we really need to remember that we matter. Okay, so keep that in mind. Just keep that in mind during this time. Now, we do have a full moon when the sun and moon are considered in opposition. So astrologically, this means that both the sun and moon are in opposing signs. And at the time of this full moon, the sun is in Gemini and the moon is in Sagittarius, exactly opposed the sun on May 31st at 1:45 a.m. Pacific Daylight Time, as I mentioned. This is a time for personal growth, a time of learning, of communication, and sharing with others. It's a time to find the balance between the lively communications of the Gemini Sun and the higher ideals and adventures of Sagittarius and the optimism of Sagittarius also. This will offer the best conditions for amicable solutions for anything that might arise in your life. Aspect-wise, just before the full moon on May 22nd, Venus forms a square to Neptune in Aries, which brings about a desire for change and renewal. So if you find yourself, wanting to change things up a bit, this is part of the reason. Artistic and creative work can be fulfilling at this time. Then on May 26th, Mars squares Pluto and the Sun trines Pluto. So we have two aspects to Pluto. One's a square, which is more difficult, and one's a trine, which is more harmonious. It does build a little bit of tension between those two energies, so do stand by your values during this time. And that will lead us into the full moon, which will help with communications in its own way because of that Gemini-Sagittarius connection. On Monday, June 1st, which is the day after the full moon, the moon enters Capricorn, which brings a sense of groundedness and practicality to projects that may be at work. On June 5th, the moon squares Mars, and that makes this a good time to get your ideas across to others. And so let me see, where am I? On June 6th, the moon enters Pisces, which increases inspirations and sensitivity. So do be aware of both of these things at this time. Just before the next new moon on June 14th, we see the moon conjunct Mars, which is a great way to finish up projects and have fun after you're done. This leads us to the new moon, which is on June 14th, and I will be telling you more about that before then. So I also want to mention that this is, ironically, I'm having trouble with the video, but this is like the 5th time I've recorded it, and I think it's working this time. I'm hoping so. But I would like to say that actually a new moon cycle always starts with the new moon. So what I'm going to be doing is going in with the new moon and then doing, within the same video, moving into the full moon. So from now on, I'll be starting with the new moon, then doing the full moon. And my videos will be, doing both moons for the month, but it will give you starting with the new moon cycle. So just so you know, so the next time, so I'm doing this now just for this full moon, but the next one will be the new moon and the full moon in June. We're now in the season of Beltane. It's a time of fertility and balancing the masculine and feminine within. And we are moving into the season of summer solstice on June 21st. It's a time of balance and expression. And we'll be talking a lot more about the summer solstice the next time. So interestingly, the season of fertility, Beltane, the spring, the flowers all around, it's amazing. But I still feel that energy all around me, so it's so cool. Now, the traditional Celtic tree calendar, which is based on the moon cycles with the new year beginning Samhain, October 31st, has the tree for this period of the May-June cycle as holly, okay? which brings in justice, balance, and purposeful direction. So it's a time to work on creating unity and harmony. And it's very interesting because you can kind of see how it balances in the justice, balance, you know, taking practical steps and everything, but it's also about creating unity and harmony. So the cool thing about that is we can do it for within ourselves, but as well as for the world at large, which I think is awesome. Now, we need, the world needs it. Now I want to draw a Druid animal card from this deck here. Okay. And we get the dog, okay? The dog. The dog is actually a really cool card. He stands for, I love this dog, Irish Wolfhound. He stands for loyalty and guidance. So this is basically saying we are being guided. We're being guided by our own guides. They're being very loyal to us through anything that we're going through at this time. And it also means that we can be loyal to others, and as we do so, we're showing ourselves to be guides for them. Now, I do like to also remind you to be as loyal to yourself as you are to others, because sometimes people can take advantage of that, and we don't want that to happen. We want it to come from a place of the heart, okay, and come from the higher guidance. So really wonderful qualities to be bringing in at this time. Fits in sort of with the Sagittarius in some ways. Anyway, now the Druid Craft Tarot, right here. Same author, same artist, same author. Yes, I got it right that time. Okay, and we get Princess of Swords. Princess of Swords actually stands for bringing in new viewpoints. It has to do with verbal diplomacy, so being able to talk to people so that they can understand what you're saying. Really good communication skills, and, you know, I like that. It's very reasonable, very intellectual in many ways, the good communication, and it's actually something really great, especially with the Gemini Sagittarius energy that we're talking about. Now, from the Whispering Woods, this deck here, oops, the tree, Whispering Woods. Let's see what the trees say. We get strength, okay? Strength, and it says, when your roots are deep, you need not fear the storm. And that's so true, because if we can really feel rooted, if we can feel grounded in what we're doing, we can trust ourselves, we can trust what's going on, we can trust where we're at, and we don't have to fear whatever the storms might be that may come up. Now, this Spirit Wind deck here, Sedona Spirit Wind, this is all the sacred sites in Sedona and their special meanings. And we get Raven Caves. Raven Caves. Raven Caves. In darkness, I create light. That's really cool. In darkness, I create light. And it's so true, because oftentimes, you know, when we're going through challenges or anything, a lot of times it has to do with the darkness within ourselves. It's either old wounds or something that's triggered us in ways. But the thing is as we go through them, as we learn from our experiences, we can bring light back in. And the more light we bring in, the more we're healing that darkness and being able to share it with others. So beautiful card. Great, great card for this time. And now the Druid, this one, the Light Bearers deck, angels coming to earth to help awaken humanity. We'll see what they say. Okay, Archangel Jophiel, expressing your feelings can be difficult. That's what I was just talking about. So use your creative nature, as it will express your deepest feelings with clarity and ease. So somehow this just totally everything I just talked about. Use it to free your feelings and relax your mind. So I'm going to read that again. Expressing your feelings can be difficult, so use your creative nature, as it will express your deepest feelings with clarity and ease. Use it to free your feelings and relax your mind. And that is beautiful. So I do want to let you know that I will be back again before the new moon on October 14th. June 14th, where am I? The new moon before June 14th to tell you more, and I will be doing new moon and full moon at that time, and I'll be doing that going forward. So I want to wish you blessings of this full moon, and remember, you are always loved.